Chugga chugga choo choo. The Cyprian train is getting ready to leave the station again. So hop on board and hang on. This is epistle 10 to the martyrs and confessors who sought that peace should be granted to the lapsed. For copyright information, please see the comments. Without further ado, let us begin. Argument. The occasion of this letter is given below in Epistle 14 as follows. When I found that those who had polluted their hands and mouths with sacrilegious contact, or had no less infected their conscience with wicked certificates, etc. Cyprian to the martyrs and confessors, his beloved brethren, greeting. The anxiety of my situation and the fear of the Lord constrain me, my brave and beloved brethren, to admonish you in my letters, that those who so devotedly and bravely maintain the faith of the Lord should also maintain the law and discipline of the Lord. For while it behooves all Christ's soldiers to keep the precepts of their commander, to you it is more especially fitting that you should obey his precepts, inasmuch as you have been made an example to others, both of valor and of the fear of God. And I had indeed believed that the presbyters and deacons who are there present with you would admonish and instruct you more fully concerning the law of the gospel, as was the case always in time past under my predecessors, so that the deacons, passing in and out of the prison, controlled the wishes of the martyrs by their counsels and by the scripture precepts. But now with great sorrow of mind I gather that not only the divine precepts are not suggested to you by them, but that they are even rather restrained, so that those things which are done by you yourselves, both in respect of God with caution, and in respect of God's priest with honor, are relaxed by certain presbyters who consider neither the fear of God nor the honor of the bishop. Although you sent letters to me in which you asked that your wishes should be examined and that peace should be granted to certain of the lapsed as soon as with the end of the persecution we should have begun to meet with our clergy and to be gathered together once more, those presbyters, contrary to the gospel law, contrary also to your respectful petition, before penitence was fulfilled, before confession even of the gravest and most heinous sin was made, before hands were placed upon the repentant by the bishops and clergy, dare to offer on their behalf and to give them the Eucharist, that is, to profane the sacred body of the Lord, although it is written, whoever shall eat the bread and drink the cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. And to the lapsed, indeed, pardon may be granted in respect of this thing. For what dead person would not hasten to be made alive? Who would not be eager to attain his own salvation? But it is the duty of those placed over them to keep the ordinance and to instruct those that are either hurrying or ignorant, that those who ought to be shepherds of the sheep may not become their butchers. For to concede those things which tend to destruction is to deceive. Nor is the lapsed raised in this manner, but by offending God he is more urged on to ruin. Let them learn, therefore, even from you, what they ought to have taught. Let them reserve your petitions and wishes for the bishops, and let them wait for ripe and peaceable times to give peace at your request. The first thing is that the mother should first receive peace from the Lord, and then, in accordance with your wishes, that the peace of her children should be considered. And since I hear, most brave and beloved brethren, that you are pressured by the shamelessness of some, and that your modesty suffers violence. I beg you, with what entreaties I may, that, as mindful of the gospel, and considering what sort of things in past time your predecessors the martyrs conceded, how careful they were in all respects, you also should anxiously and cautiously weigh the wishes of those who petition you, since as friends of the Lord, and hereafter to exercise judgment with him, you must inspect both the conduct and the doings and the deserts of each one. You must consider also the kinds and qualities of their sins, lest in the event of anything being abruptly and unworthily either promised by you or done by me, our church should begin to blush even before the very Gentiles. For we are visited and chastened frequently. We are admonished that the commandments of the Lord may be kept without corruption or violation, which I find does not cease to be the case there among you, so as to prevent the divine judgment from instructing very many of you also in the discipline of the church. Now this can all be done if you will regulate those things that are asked of you with a careful consideration of religion, perceiving and restraining those who, by accepting persons, either make favors in distributing your benefits or seek to make a profit of an unlawful trade. Concerning this I have written both to the clergy and to the people, both of which letters I have directed to be read to you. But you ought also to bring back and amend that matter according to your diligence, in such a way as to designate those by name to whom you desire that peace should be granted. For I hear that certificates are so given to some, as that it is said, let such a one be received to communion along with his friends, which was never in any case done by the martyrs, so that a vague and blind petition should by and by heap a reproach upon us. For it opens a wide door to say such a one with his friends, and 20 or 30 or more may be presented to us, who may be asserted to be neighbors and connections and freedmen and servants of the man who receives the certificate. And for this reason I beg you that you will designate by name in the certificate those whom you yourself see, whom you have known, whose penitence you see to be very near to full satisfaction, and so direct to us letters in conformity with faith and discipline. I bid you, very brave and beloved brethren, ever heartily in the Lord, farewell, and have me in remembrance. Fare ye well.